let you go and break my heart. Lucky me, I had thick skin, as I'm sure it would give in. I know, you know, I know. You don't care about my life, don't care about my life. Lucky me, I had thick skin. You don't care about my life, don't care about my life. Lucky me, I had thick skin. My love, oh my love, oh my love. When your heart is racing at the speed of light, and you feel like you got nowhere else to go. No, I'll hold you till the sun comes in the morning light. Yeah, I'll keep you safe, I'll never let you go. When your heart is racing at the speed of light. When your heart is racing at the speed of light. Yeah, I'll keep you safe. Yeah, I'll keep you safe, I'll never let you go. When your heart is racing at the speed of light.
Good morning, Frisbee fans. We're here at CFC Lanzarote in the second semi-final of these final placement games. We've got ulti.TV versus JOGO BONITO. A tough rivalry coming out here on the sands. Both teams partied hard last night. Lots of kind of talking aggressively at each other to try and get the game kind of in their heads early. And we see it here with a brick pull. Some discussion as to whether it was a brick. I think they've agreed that it was, which means it'll come up 1/3 of the pitch. We've got ulti.TV in the beautiful minty green, sponsored by Flipware. Thank you so much to our sponsor. And we've also got JOGO BONITO in the white and red numbered collared shirts. An interesting take on kit design, but iconic all the same. JOGO BONITO coming out on offense in this opening semi-final. An immediate Huck goes, taking over Liam Grant's mark. Luca Bouchon also running deep, but not successful. A clean hold for JOGO BONITO in just one pass. I'm Amelia Durbin on the mic. Thank you so much for joining us. I currently don't have a co-commentator. We struggled to fill the slot this morning, so it's just going to be my voice for a while until we're hopefully joined by America's one and only Ned Garvey, who will be joining me on the mic after a swim, after their unfortunate loss in their opening game of JOGO, like Fresh Lobster this morning against El Contatro, who will be going into the final later, with both these two teams here hoping that they are also successful. See teams out on the field now, ready to get underway. A pull goes up from JOGO BONITO, hoping to start their defensive campaign early. Mikhail with the disc. Struggling to find an option downfield, so it goes to Mbe Vogel. Finds a lovely gainer to Priyan. Priyan puts one up. Homlom in front, taps it, but caught. Some conversation as to whether it was in or out. We have got the replay here. I think it was out, and that has been called good. So now ulti.TV just hoping to get one pass in the end zone. Just a little dishy one, and there's the goal. A good opener from ulti.TV. Maybe a little bit ropey, a little bit wobbly than they needed to pre-end, maybe putting it up a little bit too late. A fantastic defensive effort by Homlong. So we see it again here, just the goal. 1-1. Lovely, some lovely views of the seas here. It's a wonderful morning here, 11 a.m. local time. Sun is shining, vibes are incredibly positive out here. Everyone is having a wonderful time. CFC, such a fantastic tournament. A good mixture of party and competitive ultimate. Ulti.TV then off on defense. A first pass layout, but a strip being called uncontested. That would have been one way to start it. JOGO BONITO then. We can see that they can put it deep. A little bit of a miscom downfield. Gurner is free, high one. Striking receiver, but goes midfield. Scazzieri peels off in the middle, taps it away. Harklins fakes the high flick, goes to the backhand. And there's the break for Ulti.TV. And an assertive break that was. Some really good defensive pressure from Ulti.TV. JOGO BONITO gonna need to bounce back from that. This Ulti.TV roster is pretty stacked, and maybe just a little bit of fear there. You see the celebration. Lesnick with the disc to pull. Grant on. Oh. Mikhail with the disc up to pull. Team's been struggling to keep the discs inbound on their pulls, but the wind has dropped massively. It's rolled just in. They have to take it from there. Did not go over that tape, but Ulti.TV a little bit slow to set the force. There goes the deep putt, trying to take advantage of Grant. Grant tries to peel off and couldn't get there, just wasn't able to adjust. A great read by the JOGO BONITO player. Lesnick goes to ground, puts a little dishy backhand out, and that is a hold for JOGO BONITO. A great reception after a little bit of a squeaky start there. You have been broken. So we see it again, a really well-weighted deep shot. Kind of knowing which player to kind of try and capitalize on. Grant, certainly no slouch, but with the hangover that he had this morning, sharing a room with him, I think it's understandable why they're capitalizing on him getting beaten deep there. Would not be surprised to see JOGO BONITO continue to try and do that when it's available, but also be interesting to see the defensive changes from Ulti.TV and what they choose to do to try and stop that happening. ABBA here, so it's now a male matching point. See the three male matching players of Mbe Vogel, Karklins, Mikhail, with Priyan and Kozak on the pitch as their female matching players. A fantastic line, fantastic players. JOGO BONITO with also some star-studded players. Eklund out there with Gurner, two incredible household names. Disc rolled out of bounds, so he'll be coming to the front of the end zone line with Mbe Vogel. It's a flood play by Ulti.TV, an immediate deep strike to Karklins. Can he get there? Yes, he can. Just outside the front of the end zone now. Mikhail striking. And that's a goal for Kozak. Just able to find the space. The female matching players there of JOGO BONITO kind of overcommitting to trying to stop the defense in that narrow channel by the front of the end zone line, just leaving Kozak completely free with an easy option to be hit on the around. that lovely sand. Volcanic sand. Lots of kind of pumicy stones within the sand. It's beautiful. It's a good thick, dense sand, meaning it's not too hard to run on. So we can see some fantastic running here. Mbe Vogel, disc in hand, spots the flood play. Karklins goes deep, beautiful form on the flow. Just throws exactly in the same third. Karklin goes up early. And then you see the players, the field matching players of JOGO Bonito just overcommit and just leaving both Prien and Kozak completely free. That goal could have gone to either of them. Kozak there with the stat. And a great block. JOGO Bonito potentially about to be broken for the second time. Ulti.TV, Mikhail with the disc, wearing Rapazzo sunglasses, hoping to give him a little bit of creative flair. Loves a scuba to this guy. Fakes the flick, the coveted lefty. Pops a little backhand wide. The bid is there, goes long. Scazzieri in the end zone. Bid required from JOGO Bonito defense, but silenced by another break. It's 4-2 out here on the sand. JOGO looks very, very good first point, but potentially not so much ability to kind of change their offense. Ulti.TV able to adapt, overcome, put the pressure on early and kind of stop what they're trying to do. JOGO Bonito not to be silenced though. Both teams are going to be basically sweating out the alcohol they consumed yesterday, and it's basically which team can hold off the hangover for as long as possible. I have it in good authority that some players, not a lot of sleep. Prien, for example, went to bed at 8 AM this morning. Bear in mind the time is now 11 AM. We're talking less than 3 hours sleep. A great game here so far. Thank you to everyone tuning in at home. Really appreciate all the support we've had this weekend at CFC. Thank you to everyone who has been kind of liking, subscribing, commentating, and thank you to all the sponsors, the Eurodisc Arena here at CFC on the sands. A fantastic pull by Lesnick. Really well fielded by JOGO Bonito, but the defensive pressure from this Ulti.TV side is looking incredibly punishing. A deep shot goes up. Who's there other than Camille Blanc? Camille Block, a fantastic youth player coming out of this French U20 side, and now a bit of an international superstar. Just an absolute dominant force here on the sand. Lesnick to Karklins. Camille Blanc in the deep space, being matched by Eklund. Eklund can't get there, not quite in. Really good defensive pressure by Eklund and a great catch-up speed. Gerner on the mark. Fakes the IO. Karklin is kind of really sitting in this deep space. High disc. Comi Blanc, Liam Brandt goes up, and there's the D. A little bit of a miss kind of read from both players on the throw. Maybe not the best throw either. But JOGO really going to be wanting to get a hold in here. I believe I'm being joined by Stefan Paz on the mic.
Yes, I'm here. I hope everybody's doing well. Smurf is not in bed. He's not here today. I am here in spirit. Back to you, Derbs.
Thank you for joining us, Steph. Are you joining us here because I am all on my own or because you don't want to stand up in the sun?
Both of those things.
Both of those things. JOGO Bonito.
Oh, nice finish.
Comi Blanc with one block down that side. Couldn't do it there, but a cross-gender kind of defensive effort and still right in contention. You see it here, her peel off. Fantastic catch-up speed. Eyes on the disc. Goes up, but just can't get there. JOGO Bonito capitalizing on it, and that is a goal and a hold.
Camille block. Another block. Elia Bonet.
Elliot Bonet has
just
joined
arrived at the fields. And that could spell trouble for the opposition, or it could spell trouble for us. Let's see.
Well, I was just telling the fans at home that this Ulti.TV side, not many have had a lot of sleep. Nikki Prien, for example, only, I'm going to say 2.5 hours.
Yeah. I think we won whatever was able to be won last night. The party was very fun. It was like a schoolyard jamboree kind of a party.
Well, last night we played a drinking game where I can't remember the name of it. You throw a bottle at a bottle.
Funky ball.
Funky ball. And we played JOGO Bonito, and JOGO Bonito won Funky Ball very convincing.
Yeah, they were good at that. It's their game kind of thing.
And I think it was almost a ploy by ulti.TV to set them into a false sense of reality that we were too drunk, we were too uncoordinated. But on the sand out here, ulti.TV on top. But ulti.TV do throw the disc away here.
We do just give them a turn there. That one went over Priyan. I think there was miscommunication on the fire.
JOGO Bonito then. Let's see what they can do. Mikhail on the force throws a big like IOE backhand. It's going to be a read off. And just a better read by JOGO Bonito. They break back after 2 breaks. It's 4-4 out on the sand.
That's a big break. Leanderson is a absolute weapon. The big Swede is always a force, and he shows it there. Gets a little bit of position on Nas, and he uses his frame to do the rest. He's a bigger dude. He's huge. But Herkins hangs that one up, and Leanderson finishes the job. That is a break back. We're on serve. ulti.TV. No, wait. Does ulti.TV have 2 breaks?
I think based on my current
We must,
counting,
because
it's
we
2
started
breaks.
on D.
It's 2 breaks. It's an important break back for JOGO Bonito, but ulti.TV still ahead here.
Elliot Bonet will put him on ISO cam. Let's see what kind of shape he's in this morning. His warm-up was walking to the fields.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Late.
He will be benched for next year. Not invited back.
If I didn't love him so much, I'd give him a piece of my mind. But I do love him so much.
JOGO Bonito with a brick pull. Parkland's walking down to the sideline, opting not to brick it, would rather take it from where it went out and left the field. JOGO Bonito forcing out, forcing flick. Takes the backhand around to Mikhail. Mikhail fakes downfield. A little handler strike from Mikhail. Karklins distributes to him. Beautiful IO through the middle to Scazzieri. Bonet is in the end zone. There he is. He's redeemed himself with a goal.
All right, we'll let him keep playing then. We'll let that young lad keep scrapping it out there. Lead taker, 5-4 Derbs.
5-4 indeed.
Thank all of you for joining us in the chats. Let us know how you're going, where you're watching from, who you think's going to win this game. I mean, you're obviously going to rate ulti.TV is going to win this game, or else you are
A hater.
not sane, not sound mentally.
Would you like to do a score prediction, Steph, as the coach, manager, owner of this ulti.TV team in Minty Green?
13-4.
You do not think JOGO Bonito will score another point moving
They
forward?
shouldn't. No, I think they're going to get much more than that. I will not make a score prediction that's a real score prediction.
Okay.
I will maintain my video prediction from yesterday.
Okay, I respect it. I respect it.
Sam Murphy is missing today, but that was expected. He was supposed to be missing. He was a 2-day player,
Smurf,
a.k.a. Rowan McDonald.
Smurf did an all-nighter. Didn't sleep.
Wild man. There's some great stories from Smurf last night about some rattle days.
JOGO Bonito go high. Not able to get there. ulti.TV with an opportunity to break back after being broken. Goes long. Of
Oh my
course it's Camille
God.
Blanc. Just accelerating through the sand like it's nobody's business.
So, beautiful throw by Chloé Olivier, but Camille Blanc, I just can't find enough praising words about that young woman. She is just an absolute weapon. She's ripped. Her fitness is incredible. Her athleticism and explosiveness, incredible. Her vision, the way she sees the game also falls in the incredible column. A wonder child, a kid phenom,
And also
Camille Blanc.
a very nice person.
Yes, so she's like delightful.
And an absolute weapon at Ninja, as we discovered yesterday. A savage.
Some of ulti.TV are getting ahead of themselves, but that's kind of how we work around here. assuming the win, and it might come with some tattoos, some wins. So let's see who jumps on that train.
Tattoos if we win. It really means a lot to this ulti.TV side. ulti.TV then. Big disc, Anna Gurner underneath it. Too far, can't get a read. JOGO Bonito throwing it away again. ulti.TV with another opportunity to capitalize. Score here, 6-4. Dangerous for JOGO Bonito. One more break, and I do think it's going to be tough to come back given the time.
The time and the horses. I mean, that's the thing, that the ulti.TV team, they're here to play and party, but they're just so good across the board in every sense, but particularly fitness, and they just grind you down.
Miscommunication, Connor running to get there, just can't. Did run from very, very far downfield. Potentially a little bit of a waste of energy there from Mikhail. But, you know, shoot's got to shoot, runner's got to run, I guess.
You got to do those things.
I think Mikhail disappointed yesterday with missing a layout. Couldn't get the acceleration speed. Potentially hoping for a bit of redemption there, but throw just too far.
This time I will.
All players here hoping to get on the highlight reel. Not seen too many highlight reel plays just yet. It's been quite conservative regarding the kind of ability. I say conservative, it's been highly skilled, not necessarily conservative. We've seen some really well executed deep shots, some really fantastic unders, some little bids on the mark where necessary, but nothing too exciting. And that's what we all want to see here on the sand. JOGO Bonito on the doorstep. Gurner strikes down the line. Kozak marking close on the shoulder. Now looking for an option, finds the release valve. Anna Gurner in the end zone. Kozak bids just a little bit too late.
That's a really nice throw by Christian Gaffney. Trying to get around a big mark like Arvid, get the foot out. That's a really, really nice throw. He had to lean out to fire that strike to Gurner. I got nothing but respect for that one.
Agreed. A good shot. Maybe a bit of a late shot as well. Probably a bit of a bailout. Kind of really trusting Gurner in the end zone to be able to get it. (6-5) here then. ulti.TV still up a break. JOGO Bonito with the pull down to try and apply pressure to this ulti.TV side. They've been very successful on their deep shots. Can they be successful again? Scazzieri, fresh from the American soil, have US nationals, striking deep. Now Camille Blanc goes. Bonet is in reading, can't just get there. Potentially a little bit of a hustle and bustle to try and get position early, but didn't kind of pay attention to the flight of the disc enough. Maybe a bit of a wobbly choice from the thrower though.
Maybe just a bit of a wobbly morning.
There's plenty of time. Bonet on the force. There's another deep strike. Scazzieri in chase. High disc. Double bid by ulti.TV. JOGO do a great job there to keep the disc in hand with Homlong now. Homlong throws a blade. And that's a goal for JOGO Bonito.
Is that a break?
That is a break. It's 6-6. ulti.TV still in the lead, but just by one.
I mean, we want the drama. That's what we want here at ulti.TV, is a dramatic semifinals victory, so we're giving that. This makes it Galaxy Point.
Galaxy Point.
Everybody impersonated my voice as our cheer this morning. I didn't like it one bit.
Steph, your voice is iconic. It makes you who you are. You should be proud of it.
It was like, and they even specified current Pasto voice, not my regular, grinding through your cranium like a buzzsaw.
Steph's voice definitely does carry, but that makes it great for the mic. Ulti.TV then gonna need to refocus, reset, still in the lead, but just by one. They want to stop letting these breaks in. They've kind of drip fed, but both teams have kind of been drip feeding their breaks. And Vogel to Mikhail. Not many hours himself sleeping, maybe 4. Goes to Karklin's high disc and defended. Not surprised to see a block there, but a really good attempt. JOGO Bonito with another opportunity. Prien on the chase, forcing under. JOGO take the reset backwards. Here Grant calling Arvids get it back. Karklin's working hard on defense, known for fantastic defensive pressure and some great defensive brids. There's a deep strike from JOGO, but not taken. Happy to take the swing, grinding the unders. Mikhail doing a good job of shutting down Grindelwald. High disc, it's a one-on-one in the end zone. No call, maybe a call. I think there's potentially some contact on the back.
Foul accepted.
Foul accepted. The disc will be taken, I believe, from the front of the end zone because
that makes sense to me.
Not a strip call. The disc was kind of not actually caught. Front of the end zone, JOGO Bonito, not far to go. They're going to need to showcase some really good discipline in the end zone. There it is, just able to capitalize really quickly on Mbe Vogel being a little bit behind. That's another break by JOGO Bonito. It's 7-6 here. This is a turn of events. I thought it was over for JOGO.
That's halftime. They should be, Ulti.TV will be on O anyways, but that is a lead taker. I'm gonna go out there and talk to them. They need a word right now. I'll be back with Meals and on the broadcast soon.
Meals on the mic. Thank you, Steph, for joining us. There is a halftime here, but it's just a switch of end. There's no kind of opportunity to talk or chat. It's just a switch of possession. JOGO going to be proud with that comeback. I did think that it was potentially going to be game over after they went a few breaks down, but not to be beaten just yet. A fantastic semi-final so far here in Lanzarote. The weather is absolutely glorious. It's just been getting better every day. The first day, not so nice, Poo volcano, but again, a story for another day. Yesterday, good, but some moments of questionable weather, a little bit of rain, a little bit of cloud, but today is full sun, burning away the alcoholic hangovers from most of these players. Ulti.TV then, let's see what they can do. Lesnick goes to Blanc on the sideline looking for a reset, finds it in Lesnick. Bonet in the deep space, 2 players there, Blanc is there, high disc, swatted away. Just a height mismatch there, capitalized on. Bonet and Blanc, the 2 French players, working really hard to get position, but just taken away by JOGO. The pressure on the pitch really starting to bubble over. You can feel both teams recognize how much is at stake here. Obviously, this is a tournament, a fun tournament, where you're not necessarily competing for anything other than pride, but at these elite fun tournaments, the pride is the most important thing. It means so much. Gerda to Homlong. Looking for an option, doesn't have one, finds a release valve. Beckons under, doesn't want to take it deep. Homlong unmarked, a little bit of a pick downfield. Now to Gerner, marked very tightly by Blanc. Gerner fires one deep, Bonet under chase. Nina needs to turn around and a block kind of on his knees. Ulti.TV back with an opportunity to get the disc in the end zone and get a really important hold after a passage of breaks. The Frenchies now working together, well known for their sands. Bonet does give it a go, but not enough. Now Eklund fires, needing to go right, and a bid needed. What a bid! Just too far. These teams starting to play tennis, kind of ticking it back and forth, going between each other. Both teams starting to get a little bit heated, a little bit fiery. Ulti.TV, they need to put this in the end zone to stay in touching distance and stay comfortable. No injury being called, just a slow walk to retrieve the disc. JOGO Bonito going to be kind of hoping that Ulti.TV go with that same fast offense and kind of push for a turnover just because of execution rather than anything else. Lesnick with the disc, Eklund on the mark. Bonnet to Blanc. Disc on the sideline. Lesnick in the deep space, but circles back round. Layout needed, really good composure, goes to Bonet. There's the deep struck. Is it too much? It is too much. LTTV kind of making some really kind of, I'm going to say the word disappointing mistakes. Just mis-executions and kind of getting a little bit hot and overheated. We saw them play all weekend and they've been really, really good with kind of the options they're taking, but they have moments where they do lose concentration and focus and try and kind of get the disc in the end zone a little bit too much. JOGO Bonito going to be feeling tired. Gerner, Lesnick sitting off, goes to Homlong. Really high disc. It's going to be a one-on-one taken convincingly by the JOGO receiver. Back to Eklund. Can he do it again? Another high disc. Bonet in chase. Over the shoulder. A little bit of a dangerous play from Bonet there. I'm going to call it. But a goal is a goal, and that is a break. ulti.TV really need to refocus here. As we see it again. Eklund just saying, hey, I know that you've got this. The bid from Bonet, maybe a little bit reckless. Not his best work, but all good friends here. Thankfully, sand not quite as hard to land on, so if you do take a bump and you go down hard, it doesn't necessarily hurt as bad as it would if it was a grass. ulti.TV taking a timeout here on the sand, and I'm not surprised to see that. They're going to be wanting to refocus and reset moving forward. Score 8-6. JOGO, 2 breaks in the good. ulti.TV chasing. We've had a change of possession completely. Let's see how the rest of this game plays out moving forward. We're going to take a quick time out here in the booth, and we'll be back with you shortly after this quick break. Welcome back to Lanzarote. We're here at the semi-final between JOGO Bonito and ulti.TV. JOGO Bonito have been having a commanding performance, going 2 breaks up. I'm joined in the booth by a new friend. Welcome. Would you like to introduce yourself to the friends at home?
Ned Garvey.
Ned Garvey, the man, the myth, the legend. We've just been hit in the face by a disc. Justice for the commentating booth. You played this morning in your semi-final with Fresh Lobster. Unfortunately,
the wheels kind of came off. You know, we had a rough morning. I think they slept a little bit better than us. They were better prepared.
Hey, and that's okay. The party is equally as important. Who's your money on in this game?
Right now, JOGO's looking pretty good, and crucially, I think they have the experience of playing after the party that it seems that ulti.TV might be lacking.
It's true. There has been a hand block. Mikhail kind of doing a lofty pass and just swatted away fairly convincingly, but a foul being called. You see the conversation being had. Uncontested, so Mikhail stays with the disc. And
but Herkins intercepts.
Just not able to get there. Falling backwards. JOGO Bonito players kind of running through the fake of the player there. There's a player deep, completely free.
Gavic throws
break.
long to Herkins.
That's another break. What's your take on that, Garvey, Ned? Ned Garvey. Goodness me.
I think that ulti.TV seems to be losing a little bit of belief. They're getting frustrated at each other for some throwaways, for some mistakes. And I think JOGO is together, JOGO is pumped, and they want this game.
Agreed. You and I, we both frequented in that game yesterday where you throw the thing at the bottle.
Funky ball,
Funky
yes.
ball. And I mentioned when Steph was on the mic that I think that at that time JOGO were more sober than ulti.TV. And I think potentially I mentioned this is basically going to be a game of who can keep the hangovers away as long as possible. I'm seeing them on ulti.TV now. I'm seeing them.
They are apparent.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of them are used to playing in these conditions.
I think, yeah, a lot of these elite players go to Windmill, no party. Go to Tom's, no party.
That's not the case for JOGO. That's
No.
definitely not the case for JOGO.
I think when you're an elite player but you're playing in that kind of like 3 to 5 bracket rather than constantly in the finals, you're allowed to have a little bit more flexibility. And at these party tournaments, it's a skill in itself.
Yeah, I think it is something that needs to be trained. You can't just show up and party and expect to play well.
You can't. Bonet on the disc to Mikhail. Deep strike continues. Scazzieri finds a release valve. Really good cutting there. Goes to Bonet. Back and to Mikhail. They're trying this ticky-tacky offense. High disc, straight down into the end zone. That's the way that they want to play, and I'm not surprised to see if that is something that they do moving forward now. The deep shots haven't been coming off. That small ball offense probably going to play into their favor a little bit.
I mean, I think that should be their bread and butter. They have the players that can play in those small spaces, make those quick passes, and I think they don't need to shoot deep because JOGO has a lot of good deep defenders, but they might have a little bit more trouble in front of the disc.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 9-7 here. JOGO on offense now, hoping to make it 10. Game to 13. We've had about 34 minutes. There's about 11 minutes left in this game. There's plenty of Frisbee to play. JOGO Bonito were down 2 breaks earlier and then turned it around massively. Do you think ulti.TV have got it in them?
I think that point looked pretty good, but based on what I've seen the last 4 or 5 points, JOGO looks fresher, JOGO looks ready to go, but if ulti.TV brings what they brought on the last point, then definitely we could have a close end of the game on our hands.
Absolutely. We're all kind of vying for a universe point, really. It's what we all come here to watch.
It's what the people want.
Bonet with the pull. He was late to this game after a little bit of oversleep. A fantastic pull. Does just roll out the back, so he'll be taken to the front of the end zone. Some big defensive players on for this ulti.TV side. We've got Lesnick kind of bouncing back onto the Frisbee scene this year, making quite a name for themselves. First season back after a good long break and getting recruited to go and play in America, which is a fantastic opportunity for Sixers. Bonet, also a US Nationals player, playing this season with Truck Stop. And Mikhail, obviously with Machine last year, but a turn. JOGO with an opportunity now. No, ulti.TV with an opportunity now. Carklin's walking the disc to the sideline. Kind of the matchup of the tall boys over there.
Youth versus experience.
What's more powerful?
Looks like experience.
Looks like experience, yeah. A little bit of a kind of sun creamy flick out the sideline. Mikhail couldn't even get an attempt to toe it in, just sailed out the sideline. In the conditions like it is today, i.e. still, i.e. no weather issues, those execution errors are really just individual errors. JOGO now, Mikhail on chase. Christian Gaffney, who I thought was Ned Garvey, with the disc. Goes backfield. Homlon, marked by Lesnick, really tight. Kind of a soft high flick. Goes up, and what a grab from JOGO in the end zone. That's a goal, but a foul.
Called.
No, I
Retracted.
believe Mikhail thought that Bonet had called a foul. JOGO put it in the end zone, 10-7.
Yeah, Paul Herkins having a very good game in the deep space. There a couple times he's had a tight skyball matchup, and he's been able to come down with it almost every time.
Agreed. I think we mentioned, age versus experience. I think specifically in the deep space, if you're an experienced player, you know how to put your body in a position where you don't necessarily have to have crazy athletic vertical skills. You can just be in an unguardable position to get up early and just take it over the head.
Yeah, and on beach that's even more important when you can't quite get the lift that you would get on grass or indoors. Just being in that position gives you such a huge advantage.
Absolutely. I feel beach is a real leveler. You get some players who are absolutely fantastic on the sand and make a real kind of international name for themselves, but nowhere to be seen on grass. It's a kind of great surface for giving other players with different skill sets a kind of an opportunity to shine. But ulti.TV looking for their opportunity to shine. Cummy Blanc in the deep space, but not taken. JOGO kind of doing a little bit of a handler sag, just kind of forcing them to play in the small space, which we did see ulti.TV have success with. Io to no sleep Prien. Mbe Vogel fakes the backhand, a hard no around force. Stall getting high now, needs to find a release valve. Does find it all the way to that other sideline, not necessarily gained any ground. High disc, Kozak now. Fakes down the line, finds the reset. Goes to Mbe Vogel, Kozak. Right in front of the disc, really static, but good patience. No sleep Prien with the goal. That's a hold and a much needed hold for ulti.TV.
Again, they look very comfortable when they have the chance to work the disc around, throwing just a few meter passes. The resets are open. I don't think they need to play longer. If they can just play like that and JOGO's going to sag off, then they're going to have some joy in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to require kind of a little bit of patience from ulti.TV. I think when you get down in a game that's kind of within touching distance, it's sometimes easy to just be like, throw it deep, throw it deep, throw it deep, because you want to get the points on the board really quickly. I think they're going to need to take their foot off the gas a little bit and go backwards before they go forwards.
Absolutely.
Here, Karklin's calling to the sideline for a little bit of energy. It's gone awfully quiet out here. For semi-final, teams are looking a little bit timid. We've got some players from the ulti.TV side sat in the tent behind us looking tired. But they're ready to bounce back. JOGO Bonito are also tired, but I can't see them in the tent.
They're looking pretty energetic.
JOGO Bonito then on offense kind of fumbles the pull, puts it through the legs. Defense from ulti.TV right there, and that is what they need to do. They know they can get breaks. They know they can get turns. It's mainly just getting the disc in the end zone at this point. We had the 5 minutes left called. There is a deep strike. Mikhail on chase. Goes up. Does the JOGO Bonito player. There is going to be a conversation as to whether that was a foul. Ned, what's your thoughts on that? We can see it in the replay here. As we see the deep strike goes up. Mikhail kind of pumps the arms, pumps the legs to get there. Goes up, a bump in the back. Do you think that impacted?
I think the disc is already gone at that point. I think K also is tempted to go up a little bit early because he sees Mikhail jump. And I think if K had just waited a second longer, he would have had an easy catch.
The foul is being contested, but I believe we're having some sideline opinion being put in. However, the decision made on film kind of at JOGO Bonito, Christian Gaffney.
With the excellent spirit.
Yeah, we did use the VAR there. Christian Gaffney coming in, telling his teammate that it's a turnover. ulti.TV then, they're going to need to put this in. They're going to need to show some real discipline on disc and downfield to just be patient and put it in the end zone. Lesnick tries to hit Mikhail, can't. Karklin's now. Scazzieri is free but goes to Mikhail. Lesnick striking deep. Scazzieri still free. Throws it to the free receiver. That's a goal, and that is a break for ulti.TV.
Yeah, it looked like the JOGO defenders kind of just stopped playing defense, and she ended up 20 meters free.
Hey, that's one way to do it. You can see it here. Just streaking deep. Gerner just lets her go. Almost doesn't trust that the throw's going to go. Fantastic awareness there to just recognize that, hey, I'm not being marked. I'm going to go deep and you're going to hit me. Timeout being called by JOGO Bonito. It's within the last 5 minutes, so unsure if they can do that. There's going to be a conversation, but I believe it's been not accepted by ulti.TV. A timeout cannot be called. There is just over 4 minutes, nearly 3 minutes to go in 7 seconds. So not long left in this game. If games are within 2, they play to cap, which means we could have a universe point. If games are below 2, the game is just over when the time whistle goes. So JOGO Bonito obviously within 1. So ulti.TV just 1 behind. It's going to be going all the way. Our universe is coming ever closer.
Yeah, big point from ulti.TV here.
See the chosen line. Got Bonnet, Bouchon, got Chloe. It's a very French-heavy line here, with just Mikhail sprinkled in for a little bit of British spice.
Yeah, just a little bit. How's his French?
I think is all we've got.
Okay. Maybe it's time to learn.
Maybe Ale, I think, probably could be
Ale,
added.
ale.
Ale le bleu.
There we go.
There's a miscommunication from Yogo Bonito. Ulti.TV again with an opportunity. Mikhail going to be honoured to be playing with his fantastic French side. There's some really talented players out there. Camille Blanc, unstoppable on the sand, goes to Benet. Going to need to hit something. There it is. It's sitting nicely. Just decides to sit outside the end zone. Can't find the receiver. Might need to go backwards. Goes over. Mikhail finds a release valve in Benet. That's a break. We're 10-10 here on the field. Still time left on the clock, 2.5 minutes.
I think we're starting to see the legs on JOGO become a bit of an issue. They're definitely not as springy as they were a couple points ago. People are walking a bit more slowly to the line. That last one, maybe just a tired miscommunication error, but they're going to have to find themselves if they want to win this game because ulti.TV are looking fresher and fresher every point.
Yeah, they are kind of finding the energy. I think almost they needed to go down to remember that they don't actually want to lose. I think that if this ulti.TV side lost, Steph would cry, maybe.
I would have my money on it.
Yeah, cry, but I don't know whether it would be out of disappointment or rage.
I mean, why not both?
It is possible to have more than one emotion. You're absolutely right, Ned.
Even for men.
Even for men. Men, boys cry too.
It's tough sometimes, but it is possible to hold two emotions in your head.
Time is over being called, which takes us to Universe. Next point wins. Correct?
No, I believe because this point would have already started, then they need to finish this point and they would play until 12.
Well, let's see the celebration that comes at the end, whoever scores next. Yogo Bonito. Homlong, really deep. Fantastic deep strike. High disc. Bonet. Oh, what a grab.
Herkins has been just unstoppable in the deep space. He's taken ulti.TV players down again and again. It looks like ulti.TV are heading back to the line.
They are. That was a really good point by Yogo Bonito. You've got to give it to them. Homlong just kind of cleared so much space, and I thought potentially just clearing too deep, but it made space for the second receiver to kind of cut up the line and then just free in the end zone. What a play, what a goal, and what a grab.
Yeah, I think sometimes you just have to trust the hot hand, and Herkins has been immense there.
It's interesting to see who ulti.TV will call on the line here. Mikhail been taken off, sunglasses off his head.
Maybe saving him for a potential universe.
A sensible call. Again, French heavy side here. We've got 4 out of 5 Frenchies with a Polish, again, sprinkled in for a little bit of spice in the form of Kozak. ulti.TV really going to need to find some form here. They will not want to take it to Universe. Universe with a hangover. Universe when it means so much is going to be a difficult one to process. But let's see what Yogo can do on defense now. Blanc with the disc. Needs to take it backfield. They're going to need to go backwards before they go forward. They do. And it's just out the hands of Mbe Vogel. We've got an opportunity here for Yogo to take the win. And it's a clean D. Yogo also fumbling it in the red zone when they needed to. That's 2 drops by 2 very experienced players. You can see what it means here.
Yeah, Greenwald just not quite able to reel that one in, despite having a great cut.
Now, this is double helixing. It's going to come back in. And no contest. Mbe Vogel knows. Eklund with the disc. Goes lateral. Goes backfield. Yogo with an opportunity, takes the reset fairly late. Homlong in the deep space. Yeklund there, bounces back to Homlong. Yeklund goes, doesn't need to go to ground, is free. High disc, it's a one-on-one.
Looks like a foul's going to be called.
Foul is being called. The disc sat for quite a long time. The conversation going to be happening. You can see it here in the replay. Homlong to Yeklund. Yeklund throws it deep. The disc sat for such a long time. It did give Kozak time to catch up.
I think that looks like a clean D to me.
I'm not sure, yeah, if the player on the JOGO Bonito side necessarily had the full hand around it and had control. Conversation will happen. I would not be surprised to see a contest here. We can see it again one more time. Yekland puts it deep. For the VAR to count, we'll need someone from JOGO to also come in and see if they think. I think it's pretty close, but it's going to be uncontested, I believe, which means the disc will need to be tapped in and taken to the front of the end zone. So JOGO now with an opportunity to take the win and take the gold medal match later today. Ulti.TV really loud on the sideline. Release valve to Yekland, no one else, a real household name, a winner of a Beach World Championships just a few weeks ago with Valkyria over in Portimao, with Homlong as well.
And Sparholz.
Another high disc, and bobbled out the hand. Ulti.TV with an opportunity. The disc never lies. Hat being taken off. Ulti.TV gonna need to work hard here. The pressure is building. Camille Blanc, marked by Eva Homlong, takes it under, goes laterally. The legs are tired, into Kozak, into Mbe Vogel. The Frenchies kind of really doing well here. They know each other so well. They've got such a fantastic community in the French side. High disc, Mbe Vogel goes and just maxes it out of his own hand.
Just can't quite reel it in. I think she looked maybe to the resets a bit late.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's a frustrating situation to be in. We see the four sitting off here. Nas is free. It's the right option, but potentially leads them over the wrong shoulder, leads them a little bit too far. Could have just sat off maybe 2-3 meters and just taken the gainer rather than trying to get it in.
It wasn't necessary to get in the end zone. I think just putting him in space would have given a release valve for the team to kind of reorganize and get their offense set.
Yeah, I completely agree. JOGO then, everyone's looking incredibly sandy. This volcanic sand sticks like glue. Yekland being asked, can she get there? She can't. A little bit of a trip, but no foul being called. Yekland just kind of going to ground, the sand monster eating her up. This point going on for a while. Ulti.TV, Kozak in the deep space, but too deep, can't be hit. You hear the Ulti.TV side asking them to use their legs. Kozak goes, it's sitting high, it's not in. Want to see Kozak going backwards here. Jumped in, spike, bumps Camille Blanc. Goal being called.
Universe point it is.
Now, I would like to see Ulti.TV remove all of those 5 players off the disc and put a new, fresh line on. Whether they do that, TBD.
I think you have to in that situation. Yeah, it looks like for JOGO we have Christian Gaffney, Phil Kay, Paul Herkins going to the line, Anna Gerner, and maybe Fenjagovic.
Ulti.TV going to be working really hard on defense. They put a great line out. They've got Bonet, Karklins, Lesnick, Scazzieri, Prien. 3 really fantastic field matching defenders and 2 fantastic male matching defenders. Also need to make sure you're putting on a line of people that can also score. You don't want to be sending out all your D-line monkeys who can't throw and catch. And this is a line of people who can go both ways and do so very, very well.
Yeah, I think the matchup to watch here will again be Bonet and Herkins. Let's see if Bonet can get one back on him.
Lesnick with a ripping pull. I'm not sure that one's going to stay in field. That one goes to the next town.
Maybe straight into the organizer's tent.
A little bit too much, trying to say beef is definitely the wrong word. Too much sauce?
Too much sauce. I think too much sauce.
Too much sauce on that one. Ulti.TV then. Last opportunity for both teams to take the win. There will be no more points. This is it. This is Universe Point. The sideline starting to get busy as people play and finish their games. They're joining this one. Scazzieri goes through Gerner. Turnover, but I can understand why that foul's been called. I think Scazzieri comes through the back of Gerner and she loses control.
Yeah, I think that's a fair foul call. It's a great bid by Scazzieri, but she definitely initiates contact after missing the disc.
Yeah, I think that if spirit of the game is spirit of the game, that will be uncontested. I believe it is, which means the disc stays with Gerner. ulti.TV finds Gurner again, a real workhorse for all the teams that they play for. Beautiful backhand. And it's just out of the field. Tries to call the violation, throws some hands in the air like, hey, you're right there, I couldn't bid. Couldn't bid. I think that's too
Couldn't
far.
quite bid.
Karklins then.
With an immediate throwaway.
A really good poach block there. I think that's credit to JOGO BONITO. That is a fantastic kind of assertion of defensive dominance. JOGO now going to need to hold their heads. Big force by Lesnick, kind of really muscling in the space, goes back field, finds the release valve, and a hand block by Priyan. She's not had any sleep.
I'm impressed.
Goes to Lesnick. Composure to Karklins. To Lesnick again. Throws a streamer to Priyan. Right on the end zone line to Scazzieri, out the hands.
Just a little too deep for Scazzieri there, I think.
You see it again here. Really nice shot by Lesnick. The female matching players on this ulti.TV side doing great. Scazzieri's free, but just a little bit of sun cream, a little bit too much buzz and spin. This is a great game. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in at home. I'm so glad we've been able to give you a real showing out here on the sand.
Yeah, this is the kind of universe point you want to see. A lot of work, a lot of turnovers.
JOGO finds a release valve. Benet right on the back shoulder. Something is going to have to happen. They're asking the absolute world of Gurner, but
Just
not in a world she's getting there.
Not this world. She was free. Sometimes it's hard to get the distance right on those beach hucks.
Yeah, you can ask a lot of Gurner, but you can't ask her to teleport. Karklins then, ulti.TV with another opportunity. It's going to be, basically at this point, a cardio off. Priyan shoots one. I think
that's going out of bounds.
It's going out of bounds. Priyan.
I think that might be the lack of sleep.
Yeah. Or maybe potentially use that last energy reserve for that fantastic hand block earlier. God, this is getting tense. It's warm out here as well. These players are going to be getting hot and sweaty. I know I certainly am, just standing here. Fantastic tanning opportunity, though.
You don't get many of those in the UK in November, I guess.
No, I was reminded by Conor McHale that it is November. I was like, oh, hot girl summer. No, it's mid-November. When I go back to the UK tomorrow, it is 11 degrees. JOGO then goes to ground. This point really starting to heat up. High disc. Defensive pressure on the back from Scazzieri, but able to kind of respect the space and let the player hold the ground. JOGO with the disc. People are looking tired. There it is. Bonet under the mark. Oh, that's a block. Signals no foul. Bonet kind of sassing that walk.
Yeah, I think it's a statement from Bonet after he's been skied a couple times by Herkins in the deep space to get a D here on Universe.
Yeah, especially here. I'm surprised to not see any of these JOGO players taking a timeout. I know you can't technically take a timeout just as you're tired, but no one's going to know. ulti.TV then goes to Lesnick, finds a release valve in Priyan. Couple of turnovers for Priyan now. Scazzieri showing some composure. I can no longer see what's happening on the field. I believe the disc is in the center. Karklins with the disc to Bonet. Priyan is free. Scazzieri, but a really good peel by JOGO defense to Lesnick now. Gurner. The throw and go by Lesnick is good. Really nice defense. High disc. Who else is there? It's Elliot Bonet. ulti.TV take the win on Universe point after a really scrappy couple of points by them. Both teams, JOGO on the floor, looking disappointed, but ulti.TV understandably happy.
Yeah, a very strong finish from ulti.TV. Throughout the middle of this game, it really looked like JOGO was going to be able to hold on, but I think ulti.TV was able to find their legs and just have that little extra bit to see them through to the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's also probably worth mentioning that ulti.TV did necessarily have a much harder semi-final, no offense, than their opposition, who's the opposition?
El Contrato.
El Contrato. So it's going to be interesting to see how long it's going to take for ulti.TV to recover. They're going to need to get some shade, lie down, have some electrolytes, maybe some water, maybe another beer, hair of the dog.
Yeah, I think
to recover from that.
Unfortunately for them, El Contrato, very fresh this morning, not a big presence at the party. A few of them for sure, but mostly a very fresh team this morning.
Yeah, so let's see what happens. But that's the game. Ulti.TV take the win. JOGO Bonito, unfortunately, taking the loss. But what a fantastic, fantastic semi-final that was here on the sands of Lanzarote. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, Ned, for joining us on the mic. I've been Amelia Durbin. We're Ulti.TV, and we'll be back with you later for more Frisbee coming your way.
Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
ulti.TV.